Hi guys, in this video we're going to look into quads, tries and Ngons, why certain ones are better than others, and why you should be careful when you're working with these shapes. Okay, so first off, quads are the best. You want to always use quads, and the reason for quads is they will deform really nice. So if this was an animated cube, you'll notice that all of those shapes, all of those quads are going to deform really nicely there. It will also subdivide really well. So if I run a smooth here, you'll notice that everything sort of halves itself down. If I then hit smooth again, it just subdivides it. It crosses each individual cube there. Okay, so you generally want to keep everything as quads. Quads work really nice, and you want your quads to be fairly even across your model so that each quad is the same size. So again, when you look here, these are all the same size. Okay, you don't want to bend your quads, so you don't want to have them sort of going in on themselves. So you see this is still a quad on the top here, but we're getting a slight issue there. We've bent it all the way back, which means this quad on the top is not really sure how to behave. So our quads, we don't want to have them bending in on themselves like that. Okay, just hop back there. Okay, now a triangle. So if we just triangulate this mesh right now, mesh, triangulate. Okay, so now this is still deforming fairly okay at the moment. So triangles are okay. You want to try and avoid them. Triangles don't subdivide that well. So if I run a smooth here, we get a really unpredictable kind of shape. Compared to the last shape that I got, we've got this more sort of twisted shape here. It's turned some things into quads. It's turned most of it into quads generally. But we've got a more awkward shape rather than when we had it nice and smooth as a cube. It stays fairly regular. So again, this could cause problems with animations, things like that, when the mesh will deform. You'll also get some slight pinches sometimes in your renders, so you'll be creating firm edges around the place, which might cause some render errors. We're probably not going to be able to see it on this little cube, but tries will be okay in a few places. If you have to use a try, it's okay, but again, generally you want to stick to those quads. Okay, now, finally, Ngons. So these are really bad. Okay, if I select here, and if I run a connect around here, okay, now, if I, maybe let's delete all of them except this one here. Okay, so I've just pressed delete there. Now I haven't pressed control delete, so you'll notice that I've left vertices along the place. So now, this face here is now an Ngon. This means that it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. It's got more than 4 sides. That's an Ngon there. N for number, gon for polygon. So multiple number polygon. These are fairly difficult to work with. Again, it's a simple shape, so this is deforming fairly nicely here. If I take this face and move this up, you'll notice it is deforming a little odd down there at the moment because it has left that vertice there. So that's one thing that's going to cause us issues. We're going to get those issues there. You'll now find that if I maybe go to Mesh Tools and insert Edge Loop, and I want to insert an edge loop here, this is great. This has gone around here. If I try and do it on the Ngon, it's not going to let me do it. So Ngons are going to cause you issues. Now if you've got some more kind of complex shapes in your mesh, such as something, maybe let's say like this, so we might want to keep this face similar to this. Maybe we're making a barn or something like that, and maybe it's worthwhile for us to keep this shape. It's okay to keep that, but just bear in mind before this goes into a game engine, before this gets rendered, we might want to run a triangulate and then a quadrangulate all over that there. Okay, so they can be useful. I could use this to extrude and offset and keep that nice kind of shape there. However, I just need to be careful of that Ngon that I am leaving here, because it will cause me issues. Again, there'll be other tools that won't work, and this is the same for tries as well, so you'll find some tools don't work. So you saw me trying to double click this edge loop here, that's one of the things that isn't working. So if I run around here and I try and bevel this, is this going to work? Nope. Yeah, so that bevel there isn't working. So generally, quads are what you want. So if I double click there, that's selected that edge loop nice, and if I click bevel, that's worked perfectly for me. However, when I tried that on this side, it didn't work because we have an Ngon over there. So they can be useful for creating shapes, making it easier to work with those shapes, but just bear in mind they are going to cause you some issues. So generally, stick to those nice four-sided quads. Okay, so that concludes this video on Ngons, tries, and quads. Thank you.